Hello, followers and watchers. Thank you again for tuning in. Today, I am going to put my opinion forward of the whole Meghan and Harry and their decision to say thank you very much, maybe not thank you, for the royal wedding, putting us up in a cottage. But we are off ski. The royal family are going through a process at the moment when it comes to a bit of embarrassment from Prince Andrew, and so this is the time that they're going to be off when the Queen probably needs them the most. Yeah, you can tell probably by my tone that I'm not in support of Harry and Meghan's decision, especially their timing on this. I think as a family unit and the most famous family in the world, they should come together and be supportive of each other. And yes, they are the most famous family in the world. I refuse to accept that the Kardashians are more famous than the royal family. But yeah, so I am not happy about the decision and I'm not in support of them at all. But at the same time, I couldn't really care less what they decide to do, because I had no investment in Meghan to begin with. Harry's always been the lovable rogue, and as a country, we have always, I think, been supportive of the boys, especially with their history and the tragedy of Diana. And they are well loved across the country for anyone who embraces the royal family and appreciates them as being part of our heritage. And part of what it is to be British is to have the royal family. I'm getting really sick and tired of this narrative, I think, outside of the UK, that the reason that Meghan wasn't embraced as much as apparently she should have been embraced is because of her being mixed race. I think that is the most insane reason to give for why she wasn't embraced. It would have probably have been a better argument to say that she probably wasn't embraced because she's American instead of her race. I don't think anyone really cares whether she is of mixed race. I think what people do care about in this country and what makes us British, because it's quite a difficult thing to answer actually. What makes you British? And this has come up quite a lot, especially with the EU referendum and Brexit and everything else. What makes us British? What makes us British is our massive history and actually our multiculturalism that we have in this country, and that's because we have had lots of inputs and we've adapted and adopted other cultures along the way to have this big sort of like amalgamation of everything. So it's incredibly hard to pinpoint what makes us British and have that patriotic sense of identity. The royal family is definitely one of those, but because of our history that we have, that unfortunately America simply doesn't have, we have processes in place and we have protocol in place and we have all this tradition that we love. And you only have to watch Parliament and the way that Parliament, and I say that with a smile because I absolutely love watching Parliament, not because I'm a political geek, well, mainly because I'm a political geek, but I love to watch the tradition, the history that we hold on to. And that's very much a British thing, is holding on to that tradition. So what's happened is we've had someone that probably hasn't got that understanding of what we hold dear to us, because she comes from a country that simply doesn't have that history and hasn't embraced it. She was pounced on for closing her own car door, and to some people that's insanity, but to us Brits that's part of the processes and the protocol and the royalness, as the royal family. She hasn't embraced that. That's why we didn't embrace her, and that's why the media didn't embrace her, because she came into our quarters. She wanted us to accept her into the family but didn't want to play ball, didn't want to follow things. And I can understand this is a really, really intense role that she had. I'm going to say role on purpose because she's an actress. And she didn't live up to that role. And you can come and play princesses all you want, but you have to play along with things. So I don't care if they go and make a life. I am bothered by the fact that she came into this, had a massive royal wedding that people embraced. It was a massive boost to the economy. So I'm not going to say she needs to give us our money back, because actually there's nothing better for the economy than a royal wedding. But people invested their time in this culture that we have around the royal family. For them to say, right, thanks, we're off now, is incredibly disrespectful. And to allow this media circus externally to look at us and say that it's because we're racist is a complete misunderstanding of Britishness and why she wasn't embraced the way she was. So I just want to address this, that I genuinely don't think it was anything to do with race, and more to do with her lack of understanding of the few things that we have that makes us British, that we hold dear to our hearts, and that is tradition and protocol. And she wasn't prepared to embrace those things. And I think that's why we weren't prepared to embrace her. That being said, I really don't care where they end up, but I do care about the royal family, and I do care to a degree that it is really, really good for our economy. It is a really good thing for us to have a royal family here, and it's great for our heritage. I don't want to see that disappear. So yeah, those are, I just wanted to get that off my chest basically, and this is a good therapy session for me, these vlogs. And so that's my interpretation of what's gone wrong between us, the mainstream media, us as in Britain, and Meghan. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of your day, and as always, thank you for watching.